What's doing? Welcome to another episode. This time we've got a bit of a family wagon on the dyno. It's one of my mates, it's Tom's. So let's go and have a look and see what he's up to. Yes, so we have Tom's Prado, basically the same as a Hilux, but a wagon, but a constant forward drive, not a two-wheel drive to forward drive. He's had it for about a year now, and he's looking for a little bit more power, torque, and we're going to do an auto tune this as well. This is a little bit different to every other normal car. Not normal car. This is a normal car. So I'll have a look behind so you can see this is stock. So it's a little bit different to what we normally do. Most of them have airboxes, exhaust systems, snorkels, lift kit, blah, blah, blah. This is completely stock, other than the TJM snorkel like mine. And we're going to just get a little bit better fuel, bit better power, and have that auto drive the way it should. So let's get stuck in. I'll run it up on the dyno stock so you can see what it looks like and what it's doing. And then we'll get in, do a tune, and then we'll run it up and see what she goes again. Alright, so yeah, nothing super exciting, no big noises or anything like that, because it's just stock exhaust, and like I said, completely stock car. Stock tyres make a big difference, so I'll throw it on the screen here so you're going to see. So where are we? So I've done a couple of runs, I've only videoed one, but we're looking at 134, 135 kilowatts and 444 newton meters of torque. That's just in fourth gear, run it through. Like I said, stock tyres give you that bit more power that you would have seen compared to the other Hiluxes and things we've done with bigger tyres. They take a lot of power out of them, try and turn those 33s, 35s, 34s, 36s, whatever they may be. So now these take about half an hour or so to suck the stock file out. So I'll suck this stock file out and I'll have a play with it. We'll have a look at the auto tune as well and we'll adjust that. If you want to see more information on the auto tune, I'll drop a link in the video here below, and you can have a look at all the different auto tunes we've done. Pretty much the same boxes as the Hiluxes and sorts of gear, so it'll do the same thing as my Hilux pretty much. Again, to lock up earlier and get through to fourth gear, lock up at like 60 Ks, and then the top gear lock up and hold it, and fuel economy will just plummet down, and it transtemps as well without a pressing of a button. So we'll get stuck into that. I'll suck this file out. I've got Josh walking over to me wanting something, I'm sure, so I'll do that, talk to him, and I'll get back to you. Alright, so there we go, a couple of different angles from dyno, but nothing very exciting, doesn't make heaps of noises or do anything exciting, but it's so you can see that I'm running it up and what's going on. But not massive gains. This is, like I said, stock car, stock intake really, stock intercooler, stock exhaust, everything in this thing is stock. Except for, I lied to you, I'll show you here. It does have all the tabs here I can. Down here somewhere. And an air compressor. It does have a K&N and air filter. You can dispute that as much as you like about what power it makes or what power it doesn't make. They claim 15 kilowatts, so I asked him if he had a standard air filter. He doesn't have it still. I might see if I can order one and throw it in, see what it does. If I get time today, I've got a few other things on, but at the end of the day, I'll throw it up here on the screen and show you what it's got. So we have green standard 134 and 447, and now 154 and 486. So we picked up power right through the rev range, and we picked up torque right through the rev range as well. So this isn't your big 100% gains and all that sort of stuff. He wasn't looking for that. He was just looking for a little bit more power, a little bit more torque, but more so the auto, because he tows a boat and he's looking at towing a caravan later this year. So he doesn't want that flaring and kicking back. It'll help in fuel consumption, and like I said, that little bit of torque. Obviously it's hard, these sort of kick down a little bit, so I have to start about 90 Ks. So it doesn't kick back down on me. So you wouldn't see too much torque because we're already sort of up in the rev range. But end of the day, again, so it was 20 kilowatts and 40 newton meters of torque, like I said, all the way through the rev range. So there should be a noticeable difference. I'll go for a drive with him after this and see what he thinks. So I'll button this all up, I'll unstrap it all. I'll go for a spin, make sure it drives all good for him. If there's anything I need to change, I can. And then I'll get him back and we'll go for a spin.
If I suck your vape,
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Right, so he's here. We haven't got off the dyno yet, so he's going to drive it for the first time straight off the dyno. We're going to get out, we'll go for a drive, we'll see how the auto's shifting, and we can see if you can feel the power and torque. Fuel consumption wise, we'll probably come back in a week or so. I'll post up on Instagram, so just check that out if you want to see the results there. But let's go for a spin. Hey, slow down, we're going to bloody get to 60 in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
What's your neck?
Watch your neck, snapping necks and taking checks.
Definitely taking checks.
So we've just pulled out in the Caloundra Road. We're going to go in the Nicklin Way, so it's a 100k zone. Hopefully we can try and jag the roundabout so you can come to almost a stop and go up through the gears so you can see where it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 lock up, and obviously then into top gear and lock up, and hopefully notice a bit of a difference in performance, pulling power and also the gear.
It's a little bit uphill, so hopefully make it to 100.
Yeah, well, yeah, mate, you're in a Hilux motor Prado, mate.
Yeah.
So you'll be fine.
Different gearbox.
Yeah. We'll go for a spin here. He's about to, he's going through a bit of traffic here, but hopefully we can, if you just want to stop, you might need to give this truck some room so you can get in the right lane or whatever lane you need to be in.
Pin it or normal?
Yeah, whatever you want to drive, mate. You're driving, you tell me what it feels like. So I told you to wait for the truck. There's a truck here. He didn't wait for the truck.
Even there, buddy.
Oh.
No, come on, mate.
Oh.
Doing it for the tube.
So anyway, you should be able to feel that sort of torque as you accelerate.
You can feel that, yeah, totally different. It's holding the gears longer, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
So the whole gear's longer, so now you should be able to click in a top gear here somewhere. Well, the incline's going to give you a bit of a... There it is there, top gear.
Yeah.
And that'll hold it. So if you accelerate now, it shouldn't kick back as easy until you really accelerate.
So I'll go fifth, that was 4.
So you got to really push through for it to kick back, otherwise it'll just sit there.
Yeah. Well, you used to drop down to 6th gear around 80 k's. So that was about 1.5. Sorry, YouTube, 100 kilometres an hour with never speed.
So you can
even there, it's still holding gear.
Correct. So you're going, this is a little bit of an incline here, and it won't. You just accelerated a little bit, probably added 20-30% on your throttle, and it didn't kick back. It just held it. So we can, we might even do. If you want to do like a
do a U-turn to another one.
You can do it. Go up there if you want. Yeah, and then we can try and do like a 60k zone, so you can see. Even if we go straight through the roundabout, you can see how it go, and do a UE at the other roundabout, so then come back, and we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. It locks up into 60k's. We'll rip a UE and we'll come back to the live action. All right, so we're just doing a U-turn. So just drive normally now. And as you normally would up this 100k zone, like don't go flat to the boards or whatever, but just drive how you'd feel it go through the gears.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Different?
Totally different.
Yeah. So that's lock up there. So now you're in top gear, lock up there, 100, 105. And it'll hold that. And so if you even have cruise control on, or if you just accelerate, there's a couple of little rise and dumps here I'll show you. So I don't know if you can see, but it does go down and back up again. Up this next raise in the road, it should sit and hold, if we can see tacho and stuff, it should hold without sort of really kicking back. There you go, so it's pulling up, holding the speed, and there you can see the speed there. So it's holding speed without kicking back, and we're going up an incline. So that's a win.
Damn straight it is.
So normally there, it probably would have tried, like depending on speed,
it would have dropped back to 5th.
It would have dropped back to 5th to try and kick it back. So it's definitely, it'll change, especially if you have a caravan, things like that on the back. It changes how it kicks down what it does. But we'll go do a 60k run, so you can see where it'll kick into 4th lock up at about 60k's. And then, like I said, we'll do a fuel consumption test over his next 16,000 kilometres, I'm sure, to get the data, and we'll see what he comes up with. All right, so Thomas is just going through this roundabout here. There's a bit of a 60k zone up here, so we'll see what he thinks about just going. So even we might pull over so you can just do a stop-start and go accelerate through. Just pull over somewhere on the side here, and we can do a raping hard on the way back if you like, but
just do a normal takeoff.
Just do a normal takeoff as if you would from the traffic lights or what have you.
Way more torque. Oh, speeding already.
Yeah. Not speeding. We're doing speed limit already.
Doing speed limit already. Yeah.
I was only trying to get you to trick the trans side of things first. So there, in lockup, 60k, just over 1,000 RPM, coasting. I don't know if you can hear it on camera, but you can hear it. You can hear that direct drive. That it's not a vibration, but you can.
So that's in fourth.
That's fourth
now.
lockup.
Yeah.
So it's fourth lockup, 60k's an hour to try and help in fuel consumption around town. So we'll rip a Yui up here at the roundabout, and I'll get him to get into it to the 60k mark, and we'll see how it drives.
Don't snap your neck.
Don't snap necks.
Don't want to break traction here.
Yeah, traction control's on, mate. You can calm down. So if you want to get into it, to the speed limit, of course.
Oh, that's nice, and that drops in then.
Yeah. So you can feel the difference in pull. So you should be able to feel the difference in how it pulls, because it's got more power and more torque. And it should change a little bit firmer and a little bit longer as well. So the combination of the two is the magic. So
definitely feels different.
Yeah.
Feels good. I have a play with it.
Cool. What are you going to play with, mate?
Different driving modes, mate.
He does have a throw grenade down here. Touch him on the ball bag.
Oh yeah. Sponsored by YouTube.
Yeah. So thanks to the boys for that. You might have to adjust that. You're on sand mud too, so he might change that to different settings to see, you know, what suits his style of driving. And I said we're going to get some data on fuel consumption over the next week or two, or whatever he wants to do, and depending on how he's driving, where he's driving.
I've got an Audi now, mate. So you know, I don't really. I've got an Audi. I don't really drive much anymore.
Here's a driver. So we'll get some data. I'll get back to you on the fuel consumption, but otherwise that's stock Prado. So obviously Prados, high aces and high luxes, we can do all those for you, trans tunes and ECU tunes. They don't have to have big mods and snorkels, airboxes, exhausts. You can just have a standard car that's your mum trolley to the shops and back, and still get good power, good torque and better fuel consumption. And if you're towing, the trans tune will help you out a lot. But yeah, give us a yell, we can get it sorted for you. So hit that like, hit subscribe, and Tom, stay tuned for more action.
Stay tuned for more action.